Hari Om. Good morning to everybody in the US and good evening to everybody in India. Welcome to our Pravachana Malika talk number 40. Today we're very excited to have a keynote talk on the holistic way of living through Ayurveda today. So our keynote speaker is Dr. Sangita Sharma. She is a director of clinical training at the Maharshi International University, Fairfield, Iowa. So today we'll have our program with the Veda Kusumanjali and Sangita Anjali, and we'll have some stotras, and my father, Dr. Prabhakar, will introduce the speaker, and we'll have remarks at the end of the talk. So with that, we'll get started with Veda Kusumanjali. So Vasan sir, can you please do the Veda Kusumanjali? Vasan sir, are you there?
Okay, we shall start.
Okay. Vasan sir has joined, so but I can start. Om Bhadram Karneभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्ट्वागुंसस्तनूभिः यसेम देवहितं यदायुः
स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ अग्नेनया सपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देवा वयानि विद्वान् योऽध्यस्माजुपुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नममुक्तिं विधेम ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ आब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसी जायतां महाराष्ट्रे राजन्यः सुरेशव्योतिव्याधि महारथो जायतां दोग्ध्रीधेनुः ओढानद्वान् आशुसप्तिः पुरन्दिर्योषाः जिष्णोरतेष्ठाः सवेयो युवा अस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायतां निकामे निकामेनः पर्जन्यो न वर्षतु फलवत्यो न वोषधयः पच्यन्तां भोगक्षेमो नः कल्पेताम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ अग्निमीळे पुरोहितं यज्ञस्य देवमृत्युजम् होतारं रत्नधातमम् अग्निपूर्वेभिरुष्यभिरीड्यो नूतनैरुत स देवाङ्गेह वक्षति अग्निनारयिमश्नवत्पोषमेव दिवे दिवे यशसं वीरवत्तमम् अग्नेयं यज्ञमध्वरं विश्वतः परिभूरसि स युद्धेमेषु गच्छति अग्निर्होता कविक्रतु सत्यश्चित्रश्रवस्तमः देवो विदेवोभिरागमत् यदङ्गदाशुषे त्वमग्ने भद्रं करिष्यसि तवेतत्य सत्यमङ्गिरः उपत्वाग्ने दिवे दिवे दोषावस्तधिया वयं नमो भरन्तयेमसि राजन्तमध्वराणां गोपामृतस्य दीर्घिं वर्धमानं स्वेदमे सनपितेव सूनवेज्ञे सोपायनो भव स च स्वान स्वस्तये ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत्.
Thank you, Vasan sir, very much. So I'll play a Sangita Anjali song as invocation.
Very good. Beautiful. Thank you very much to all of you, mother, son, and himself, Prasad. So very nice, very happy. Next, we have got the Sangita, the Stotran.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Jayanti was to do it, but I don't know about her. She joined or not, Jayanti?
Maybe. So you can maybe introduce the speaker and you can see if she joins me.
But before that, I just recite the one or two slokams from Narayaniyam, written by Bhattatiri, and Narayaniyam in Guruvayuru, or Guruvayuru Krishna is a healer, is a curer, he is a Arogya Devata, and he will remove all kinds of amaya. So we just remember and make prayer to the Guruvayuru Krishna with this. Om Sandranandavabodhatmakam Anupamitam Kaladeshavadhibhyam Nirmuktam Nityamuktam Nigamashatasahasrena Nirbhasyamanam Aspashtam Drishtamatre Punarurupurusharthatmakam Brahmatattvam Tattavadbhati Sakshat Gurupavanapure Hanta Bhagyam Jananam Evam Durlabhya Vastunyapi Sulabhataya Hastalabdhe Idanyatu Tanva Vacha Dhiyava Bhajati Batajanaha Kshudrame Kshuddhametaiva Kshudataiva Sputeyam Yete Tavadvayam tu Sthirataramana Vishwapidyaapahatyai Nisseshatmanamenam Gurupavanapurādhīsham eva ashrayami Gurupavanapurādhīsham eva ashrayami. And finally, Aiswaryam Shankaratu Ishwara Viniyamanam Vishwatejoharanam Tejas Samhari Viryam Vimalamapi Yasho Nispruhaischopagitam Anga Sanga Sada Srihi Akhila Vidasi Nakwapi Te Sangavarta Tadvatagaravāsin Murahara Bhagavan Shabdamukhyasrayosi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sri Guruvayur Krishna Prasada Siddhirastu. Yeah, I am having to introduce the present day speaker, and she is that is Sangita Sharma. Her husband is a physicist and she is mother of two children, and she has dedicated her life almost to the Ayurveda Vidya, and she has taken her MD and PhD in Panchakarma from National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur, India. Rooted in a rich Vedic heritage, she embodies values of sincerity and kindness. Specializing in Panchakarma, Dr. Sharma has compassionately treated numerous patients with metabolic and lifestyle disorders, integrating yoga and meditation into her holistic practice with the clinical experience of 18 and odd years. She is a co-author of pioneering book on Vamana Karma, I should say, and also Guinness World Record holder. She is committed to sharing knowledge and promoting wellness. Currently, she serves as the faculty and the director of clinical medicine and Ayurvedic consultant at Maharshi International University, Fairfield, Iowa, and part of integrative research team of Vaishnavi Trust India, while also volunteering as a guest editor for the Ayurvedic Journal of Health, published from University of Massachusetts and Dartmouth, USA, so on. So she has, in fact, a long biodata to read, but in short, her biodata is being introduced to us so that we understand that she is really blessed by the Charaka, Susruta, and all those Ayurvedic originators. See, Ayurveda Pravartakaha, Mahanubhavaha. So we only wish that she must continue the same thing. And moreover, Panchakarma is these days very much popular. People go as far as Kerala to get the treatment. I know some friends of us, and they get a lot of. In fact, I think Dr. Chandra Reddy, who is a cancer's doctor, and also he's a homeopathy PhD or MD, he's also joined or joining, and he is trying to harmonize the allopathy and the Ayurveda and other medicines. So he will be able to make. So why this is how, and moreover, I just he belongs to Andhra Pradesh. That's a high pride for us. So she speaks Telugu apart from other languages, familiar with that, and is a Telugu Bidda. So therefore, we are very much proud that you are contributing greatly. Outside India also you are doing. Of course, whenever you go to India, you're on demand. So her topic is the holistic approach of the Ayurveda, because there are so many Vedas, medicinal this. Ayurveda is very important. Ayu has got large number of meanings also. It is just not the longevity or health, it is having so many. So it is a Veda, it's a knowledge, and it's a Upaveda also. And Atharveda contains the genesis for this Ayurveda also, because we have got Bhaishajyani, and there are around 60 and more types of diseases introduced. And among them, there will be subnotes, footnotes for them all. And because people are enormous in number, so every body is a study, every body is a research for all doctors. And whenever some peculiar patient comes, the professor or the doctor will bring his students and explain what is what. So this is how the medicine is growing very much. And holistic means that it will not treat the disease or complaint, but you will treat the body, the root of it, so that we will be completely relieved and will not get back it. But no doubt it will take, Ayurvedic approach will take little more time. One has to have patience. That patience is the most important for it, because he is called as a patient, because patient must have a patience. And in addition to that, even doctor also must be patient, because he should be patient to see the patients even at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Because 9 o'clock he opens the clinic. How much interest he examines the patient and gives advice, so much will be the same spirit. That is a very good doctor. Samanam pritihi. Samanam. That's it. That samatvam yoga uchyate. Krishna said. Therefore, I think our Sangita Sharma, she is having that kind of good quality as to be patient with every patient, and every patient becomes happy. In fact, I heard the first time in the International Veda Conference by the Waves World Association for Vedic Studies in Orlando. And as she was talking, I was very much impressed. Oh, we must catch her into our Nada Veda Adhyayana Kendra and World Association for Vedic Studies in Bengaluru chapter. And of course, she has prescribed her own time. And I think this is the proper time which the Charaka and some Susruta and all people have approved her. Go, speak something good in favor of our Ayurveda's medicine. So thank you very much. With these words, I introduce and request Dr. Sharma ji or Sangita, by Sharma, Sangita, because my wife also is a musician who played violin. Sitarama Lakshmi, she is Sangita. So then, well, nothing to talk more. Afterwards we talk. Thank you very much, Amma. You're welcome. Sri Ram.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for such a beautiful introduction. And I really appreciate the beginning of the programs so spiritual with all the Vedic chants and such wonderful music from the family with all the musical instruments. It was nourishing. So, do I have the access to share the screen?
Yes, madam, you should be able to do it. Yes.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, it's loading, and now I can see it. Yes.
So today, as Prabhakar Garu has said, that we are going to talk about the holistic way of living through Ayurveda. So before starting the talk, as Prabhakar Garu was saying that Ayurveda is the Upaveda. It is Upaveda of Adharva Veda. And definitely it is the way of life. And in today's world, where the medical fraternity is looking towards solutions for chronic diseases and metabolic issues, where they see that, okay, definitely they can fix the emergencies, no doubt about it. But when it comes to handling with all kind of lifestyle disorders, there are challenges because a pill cannot fix the problem. And one more thing, as Prabhakar sir was saying, that we need to have patience if you go to an Ayurveda physician. This is actually totally wrong. The problem is the patient is coming to an Ayurveda doctor after the disease is deteriorated or it has reached to that chronic phase where it will take lots of time. The moment he experiences the problem and if he goes to a Vaidya, the problem will be solved in days. But already he moves to door to 4 different doctors and he wants to do whatever he has done. And then once the problem is like into the chronic stage, then he goes to an Vaidya and says, can you fix this? So already problem has creeped into the system. So now reversing it back to the normal takes time for the Vaidya. So it is actually a wrong notion telling that, oh, if you go to Ayurveda, it will take long time for you to heal. It is not the problem. The problem is the client itself is reaching late. So with that note, let us start our talk today. I will start with definition of health. And it is so wonderful that the definition of health, what World Health Organization is giving today, it has been told by Acharya Sushruta thousands and thousands of years ago. He says that samadosha, samagnischa, samadhatu, malakriya, prasanna atma, indriya, manaha, swastha ityabhidiyate. And in this shloka, he's not only talking about physical wellness, where he's talking that there should be balance in your doshas, in your dhatus, the tissues, your agni, and all your, eliminatory factors. He goes ahead and he says that there should be prasannatvam, not only in indriyas and mana, but also atma. To that stage, even today, the modern medicine is not reached. They don't know how to go to the prasannatvam to atma. So still the journey is continuing. So in Ayurveda, health is 4-dimensional. It is physical, it is mental, it is social, and it is spiritual. So it is not just merely absence of disease. Someone comes to us and says, hey, I'm healthy. But healthy means it is not just that, oh, he's not having any disease. Is he healthy in all these parameters? And that is where the challenge comes. That I think majority of the population around us is suffering with one or the other issues in all these, any one of these 4 paradigms. So this is how beautifully they have explained the definition of health. Then when we talk about Ayurveda, as Prabhakar Garu was saying that it is the way of living. It is, we are trying to learn about Ayu, and there is lots of, explanation about the word Ayu. Ayurveda, when it says that what is the goal of this Shastra, Charaka says, Swasthasya swastharakshanam aturasya vikara prashamanam. So we are not just talking about treating a disease. We are way ahead. First, we maintain the health of an healthy individual. That is our primary goal. See how optimistic it is. It is not just a doctor is needed when you have a disease, you approach the doctor and you are getting treated. No. Ayurveda is way ahead. He says that our primary goal is to keep everyone healthy. So what should be done to keep everyone healthy is the primary factor. And then if in case that person gets ill, how to treat him. So in order to maintain that health in everyday life, prevention is very, very important. Prevention of diseases and maintenance of health. So in order to maintain that health, Ayurveda has given us many tools and techniques. So it says Dinacharya is daily routine, which is very beautifully explained in Ayurveda. Rutucharya, the seasonal regimen, when the seasons change from one season to another, our body goes through certain changes. And in order to adopt those changes, what all do's and don'ts we should follow has very been beautifully mentioned in the classics. Then the Swasthavritta, healthy way of living. What to eat, what not to eat, diet, hygiene, lifestyle, yoga, all these things come under it. And the most important tool and very precious tool which the other medical sciences don't have is Sadvritta. It's not just about the food, it's not just about your lifestyle. It is way beyond that. You should need to follow certain ethical regimen for health and inner peace, for both mental, physical, social, moral, and ethical conducts have been mentioned. So in so much detail, very small points have been mentioned regarding all these sectors of ethical code of conduct, to what to do, what not to do, when to wake up, when to sleep, what is your behavior towards yourself, towards your family, towards your society, towards your country, and what are your responsibilities. All these things were in detail explained in Ayurveda. So we are very much blessed that we are not just talking about disease and prevention, we are talking way beyond that. And that's why ancient sages and termed this science as a life science rather than medicine. So it is not medicine, it is the everyday life what we are leading. It is telling us how to do that. So in this talk today, I will touch base on few of the concepts of Dinacharya and what we can do in our daily routine so that we can catch up with few things. I know everyone has got one reason to say that our life is very busy. We are very busy. The morning we wake up, we don't have time. This is the word people usually use. It's like, okay, for myself, I don't have time. How to take care of my body? It is a big challenge because I have to work, I have family. But first and foremost important thing we need to understand is, if a person doesn't have consistency in their daily routine, that is the biggest problem for creating all the diseases. So the word Dinacharya means the appropriate daily regimen. The principles of Dinacharya are related to time management, right? From waking up in the morning to sleeping at night. All the daily routines are of utmost importance. And out of that, Acharya starts with saying that Brahme Muhurta Uttishtaha Jirna Jirna Nirupayan. He says one has to wake up in Brahma Muhurta. So now, okay, what is Brahma Muhurta? The time period 90 minutes before sunrise is Brahma Muhurta. If one can really do that, the half of the problem is solved, because that is the auspicious time and the time where one can enhance all their qualities or whatever they want to achieve in their life. If they wake up in that particular time period in the morning and start their day, they can accomplish whatever they want to. And all the early risers are the great achievers. And now at this present era, I can give the example of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. He wakes up in Brahma Muhurta way before, and he starts his life. And we know our country is reaching to those successful heights because he's the one among those people. He follows all those daily routine in his life. Then we have certain, routine being described in Ayurveda. Small things. He says that you should do Ushapana. The moment you wake up, you have to assess that whether your previous day food is digested or not. Then he says, take Ushapana. Try to drink the water. Then Malamutra Tyaga, then Dantadhavana. Small things have been mentioned that, okay, you have to wake up, eliminate, remove all the toxins from your body, from all the possible routes. brush your teeth, scrape your tongue. All these things are mentioned. They have also mentioned about Nasyakriya, they have mentioned about oil pulling and gargling, Abhyanga, physical exercise, Vyayama, Chankramana, Snana. All these things have been mentioned in a sequential way, and all their benefits have been mentioned. Today in my talk, I will focus on few of them. So most of the procedures involved here are cleansing and evacuation. Whatever we are talking, it's defecation. So the most important thing is, it has been told that when you wake up in Brahma Muhurta, the first criteria is whether you have to assess your previous day food is digested or not. So if it is digested, first thing you will do is you will eliminate. And once you are eliminating, you are removing out the toxins from the body. And that is itself is the biggest issue in present world. Maximum population suffers with constipation. They need a tea or a coffee or something to drink to get their impulse or the urge to eliminate, or they suffer with that problem that no, even in the morning we are not able to eliminate. It takes time for them after breakfast or after lunch. That itself is the indicator of ill health. That if someone even not able to eliminate first thing in the morning, that itself is saying that the physiology is not properly functioning, and so on and so forth. So the retained waste products disturb the whole physiology related with the modern day problems. Unhealthy lifestyles are the principal cause of all these illness which I have mentioned in the list, and maximum people suffer with one or the other of these issues. So we will start with trying to talk about one of the concept of Dinacharya, where Acharya says that one has to do Abhyanga every day. When he says Abhyanga every day, he is prioritizing the importance of Sneha in our life. And Acharya Sushruta very beautifully mentions that Sneha Saro Ayam Purushaha Pranascha Sneha Bhuishtaha Sneha Sadhyascha Bhavanti. He says the Sneha is the very essence of human life. And when I'm using the word Sneha, we can attribute it to many, many meanings. It's not just the oil, it is not just the snigdhatvam which we are taking in the body. It also means love, empathy, compassion. Sneha, the word itself has got different understanding or meaning, whatever we want to attribute to it. So when Acharya says, Sneha Saro Ayam Purushaha, the human body or the human life, Sneha is the primary essence in whatever way you want to take it. And everything is Sneha Bhuishtaha. Either it is the external thought and the behavior of love and compassion, or the internal intake of the Sneha in the body. So the prana or the vital force depends upon this Sneha. It emphasizes the importance of fats and lipids in human physiology. Both internal and external oleation, means application, is needed to maintain the proper unctuousness in the body for optimal health and longevity. Why I'm emphasizing this is because with this fast-paced life, we have forgot our roots of basic things which our previous generation used to do. And this is very common in usually in Indian household. Application of oil on the body before taking bath is a daily routine thing, used to be a daily routine thing, and now it has been slowly getting faded. When a small baby is born in the house, we see that the first thing they start is doing abhyanga to the baby. Why? Because the intake capacity of the baby as a food is very less. It's just the mother's milk. And after 6 months, of course, the solid food. But they say that when they were do the abhyanga to the body, that particular abhyanga is brahmana to that body of that baby. And we see the growth so good. But as people are growing and moving into that lifestyle, these all things are getting faded. That massage is also only done for 6 months or 1 year, and then slowly it is also getting faded away. But that is the part and parcel of our life. So Acharya says, Abhyangam acharet nityam. Sajarashrama Vataha, Dushti Prasada Pushtayu, Swapna Sutvak Dadhyakrit. So in the 2-line shloka, he covers everything, saying that it is should be a part of your daily routine. And he gives this very simple example that as a pitcher or a dry leather, an axis of a wheel becomes strong and resistant to wear and tear when we pour oil to it, like when we lubricate it. Similarly, by the oil massage, human body becomes strong and smooth skinned. It becomes unsusceptible to diseases of Vata. So whatever Vata related issues plung up in the life can be avoided if one does Abhyanga. And it leads whatever exhaustions and exertions are there, they can be taken care. So what are the benefits of this Abhyanga? Anti-aging. He says Sajara Shramavataha. It takes care of Jara, aging process, nourishes the tissues and increases their strength, helps to overcome the fatigue, Shrama, corrects and prevents the disorders caused by Vata, promotes the eyesight. He says Drishti Prasada Prishtayu, then nourishes the body, promotes the longevity, and promotes the good sleep, Swapna, Sutvak, means a good skin, lustrous skin, and capability to tolerate the stress and strain. I've just translated that shloka. And if we can achieve all these things merely just by application of oil and doing massage for 15 to 20 minutes in the morning, I think this is win-win solution. Then we will not land up into many of the lifestyle disorders. Experimentally proved, all these papers are published, that increases the venous and lymphatic flow, and it decreases the stagnation of fluid in the tissue spaces, breaks the soft tissue adhesions, induces sedation, decreases the pain, one of the best tool for pain management, and increases removal of secretion from the lungs. So these are some of the scientific way of telling that Abhyanga is very, very important. So when we are applying the oil over the body, actually what are we doing is we are enhancing the circulation, especially the lymphatic circulation. And lymph is the route to remove all the toxins from the body, from all our pores from the body. And it takes care of it in every day. So every day when we are getting detoxified, the toxins will not get accumulated and we will not face the problems. So again, he goes ahead and he says, okay, well, if you cannot do whole body Abhyanga every day, at least try to do it twice a week or thrice a week. And he says, Shirah Shravana Padeshu Tam Visheshena Shilai. He says, at least try to focus on head massage, ear massage, and feet massage. They should be done daily. It just takes merely 10 minutes for us to do these three massages. Just applying oil on the head and nicely doing the massage. Applying the oil around the ears. Because it has got very important marma points, which gets activated and takes care of many things. And the foot, we know the soul is the all the nerve endings are situated there. So when we are doing feet massage, we are taking care of many problems. So just for a head massage, Acharya says regular head massage helps in avoiding the headaches. It takes care of premature graying of hair and hair fall, and gives the strength to the scalp, nourishes all the sense organs. This is the beauty. When we do the head massage, or when we apply the oil to the scalp, we are taking care of all the sense organs, the upper area above the neck. We are nourishing the eyes, we are nourishing the skin, we are nourishing the ears, the teeth, everything. Promotes the sound sleep. And many of my patients, when they come for the problem of sleeplessness or insomnia, the first primary thing I suggest them is to do head and foot massage. And they get immense relief out of this. Increases the lifespan and delays the aging, removes the dryness of the scalp and itching. One important thing one need to take care is, if someone is having painful lesions or ulcerations or any kind of, scalp issues, one should reach out to Ayurveda physician and see whether they are fit for doing the massage or which kind of oils they should use. In the same way, Pada Abhyanga. There also, the most important thing is all the nerve endings are there. And when we do the foot massage, we are trying to nourish every part in the body. So it takes care of roughness, stiffness, dryness, fatigue, and numbness of the feet. It imparts the softness, strength, and firmness. clarity of vision. It says, Acharya says, when one does the Pada Abhyanga, the vision improves, pacifies the Vata dosha, reduces the stress and anxiety. Many papers are published saying that how foot massage can take care of stress and anxiety. And every other individual in today's life, they says, I'm having stress. I'm having so much of anxiety. This has become so common word. Few days back, I was listening to a guru, and he was saying that the stress word was only seen in physics textbooks in the past. But since a decade or 2 decades, this is a common word on everyone's tip of the tongue. So it's because the type of way or life we are living actually. So if someone can do just 5 to 10 minutes of foot massage, that relieves their, that vata, calms down, and that stress can be reduced. Promotes good sleep, and sleep is one among the upasthambhas. I'll discuss a little more about that. When we say upasthambhas in Ayurveda, the 3 sub pillars are ahara, nidra, and brahmacharya. So if one have very good sleep, many of the disease issues can be, taken care of. Improves the blood circulation, relaxes the body and calms the mind, and takes care of many other things and restores and balances the body's innate energy. Different oils which we can use. At least if we don't know any oil, we can use tilatailam, sesame oil. Or for those who have heat in the body, or they're like, heat prone nature or body, they can use coconut oil. Apart from this, all these medicated oils can also be used. Simply, I suggest Brahmi Thailam for head and foot massage to the clients. For kids, small babies, or small children, it's always best to use Bala Thailam. Bala word itself indicates strength, and this is one of the excellent rasayana. So the oil made from Bala is very, very effective for anyone who needs strength and stamina. Other than that, oils for hair fall or dandruff. These are all again specific, and I would wish one should reach out to a Vaidya to get more information about it. So how should we do? At least minimum try to do, even if you cannot do 30 to 35 minutes, I would suggest at least do 20 minutes of massage. Why I'm focusing 30 to 35 minutes is it takes exactly 5 minutes for the oil to reach to the innermost dhatu, to reach till majja. It takes 5 minutes for the oil to reach. So at least try to do 20 minutes of massage to the body with warm oil. One should avoid abhyanga. If I'm suggesting do abhyanga every day, if people have ajirna or no proper digestion is happening, there is no proper elimination, and there is indigestion, don't do abhyanga. It will deteriorate the situation because there is ama in the body. Someone is having fever, or someone are highly obese people, and there is kapha, more kapha is there in the body, then one should avoid abhyanga. So I would suggest one should go and reach out to a Ayurveda Vaidya and talk to them like, okay, is my body fit for abhyanga? What oil should I use? How much should I attribute the time? If I cannot do it every day, what other modes and medium is there for me to keep myself healthy? So then one more thing in the Dinacharya, what they have mentioned is, I hope I'm going with, optimal speed. I hope I'm conveying the information properly. If anyone has got any questions, you can interrupt me, or if the speed is more or less, or pronunciation is not okay, please let me know. Because I'm just going in the flow. Shall we move ahead, or Prabhakar garu, you're muted. I cannot hear you.
Speed is quite good. Go ahead.
Okay.
At the end, if at
Take
all
the
questions,
question.
we'll enjoy it.
Okay. So in Dinacharya, the one more aspect is Nasya. Nasya means Aushadam Aushadasiddhas was Sneham Nasikabhyam Diyate iti Nasya. So just putting in medicated oil or ghee in the nose, at least, this is very basic minimum thing in basically Indian household, we used to do all these things. And it helps in promotion of health, especially of all the sensory organs. And it takes care of cleansing of all these area above the head, in the head and neck area. And different types of nasyas are mentioned in Ayurveda. But what we can do daily as a daily routine, we call it as Pratimarshanasya. And it's very easy. We have to just take 2 drops of oil or ghee and just put in the nostrils. Just lie in the 45 degrees angle, put it in the nostrils, wait till it comes to the throat and spit it off. And then just do the gargling. That itself will create a huge difference in the physiology. So just that much oil is needed, and it can be given in all the seasons and any age to any person. It takes care of many, many, many things. So basically what oil Acharyas have mentioned in Dinacharya is, Acharya Charaka mentions about Anutailam. This is very easily available in any Ayurveda store. And it takes care of, improving the functions of the hair, eyes, ear, nose, and teeth. Prevents the graying of hair and hair fall. Prevents the stiffness of the neck, headache, lockjaw, rhinitis, migraines, many, many, many benefits. It's only contraindicated when there is highly vitiated doshas in the body. So someone is severely ill, don't do it. Someone is alcoholic, don't do it. Or any other problems are there, it is better not to do, reach out to the doctor. But daily routine, a healthy individual can do it. It can be done any time. It's not only just that first thing in the morning. It is best to do it first thing in the morning after brushing the teeth and gargling. Do the nasa and then do the gargling. Otherwise, even the different timings which I have mentioned on the slide can also be done. So it is just a simple procedure. Just take some oil, apply it on your face. Even if you cannot do steam, just wash the face with hot water or warm water. So the circulation improves. And just put 2 drops of warm oil in each nostril till the head slightly backwards, lying down. And it should be taken inside by deep inspiration. Once it reaches in the throat, it should be spitted out. And then gargling with just warm water with a pinch of pink salt, rock salt, and a pinch of turmeric. Do nice gargling. What it is doing is it is taking care of all those germs or toxins in this root, and we are taking them out through spitting. And when we do the gargling, the rest of the toxins or accumulated phlegm or kapha is going out. So when we are removing the toxins from all the outlets, the Navadvaras are there in the body. So at least we are urinating, we are eliminating through defecation, we are, washing the face, washing the eyes, and we are putting in some oil in the nose. We are removing the toxins from the different roots from the body. Then I've touched a little base about Dinacharya, and I've just focused on 2 main things in Dinacharya, that at least try to apply oil on the body. It has got so much importance. And do some nasya. Putting 2 drops of oil and ghee doesn't take much time, but its benefits are vast. Then I would touch base on some important, factors which we should take care in concept of food. As I said, that the 3 main upasthambhas for our living or for our life in Ayurveda are ahara, nidra, and brahmacharya. So let us talk a little about ahara. So Acharya says ahara sambhavam vastu rogascha ahara sambhavam. Hita ahita visheshascha vishesha sukha dukkhayo. So everything is food. The origin of life and disease is food. Wholesome and unwholesome food articles are responsible for happiness and sorrow respectively. So if the food is proper, there is proper health, everything, both physical, mental, spiritual, every aspect of the health is good if you're taking wholesome food. If not, you're landing up into dukkha or sorrow or vyadhi. Food decides whether the human being can or cannot sustain the disease of body and mind. So it's very, very important aspect of our life, and which we are actually, I think, the fast-paced life, the importance of ahara is lacking. The Vedic tradition gives so much emphasis on what to be eaten, what not to be eaten. Beyond that, how to be eaten, in what way you should sit, what you should take care of, which factors when you are eating. And now it's, the basic important thing is only seen in concepts of Swiggy and Zomato, and it has become so diluted that one is eating at the go, standing and eating, you're driving your car and you're eating. The food concept is totally deteriorated. So this is a reference from Charaka Samhita, where Acharya says that it follow these rules while consuming the food to remain healthy and have a long lifespan. He says, consume Ushna Ahara. Whenever you are eating your food should be warm. See, the first important thing is 90% of the people are not following. Cold beverages, cold foods, just opening up the fridge and eating. The fridge itself is, I keep using this word that it is saddidabba. That whatever diseases people are experiencing today, 90% of them are coming from the fridge. Because the storage concept in our tradition, we have always said that sanchayam is reason for many problems in our life. So that sanchayam is not just in concept of finances. Sanchayam at any level, even if you are storing the food in the fridge and consuming it, it is also leading to the problems. So one should consume ushnahara. And then he says, unctuous food, your food should have some snigdhatvam. So it should be cooked well with some ghee or oil. Because as I said, that the whole human existence is due to snigdhatvam. And then he says, matravatahara. What you are eating, you should be aware of the quantity. Okay, how much is needed for my body? And that much quantity. So it's not that you're liking something. This we usually see that if we go to a function or feast, we have eaten so much good quantity, and then we see the ice cream. Already the food, the belly is full. There's no place, not even an inch. But even then, we will go and eat ice cream or whatever is provided. So it's like, beyond having that understanding, self-understanding that how much food I should consume at a time. Eat only when the previous meal is digested. It is very important because today's lifestyle is we drink tea, then again we eat the breakfast, and again something is there. Food was not something which was easily available everywhere whenever you open your eyes. It was timely eaten. In our culture, there was a proper vidhi vidhana is there. Okay, you sit on the floor, you have to do certain Vedic ucharana and then you consume your food. And once you have eaten, you again eat only when the food is served in the afternoon. Again, you'll eat when it is served in the evening. Not that throughout the day you're munching something or the other. So that is called Adhyayana, and that leads to Ajirna. And Ajirna is the primary base for any disease. So if we understand that the previous meal is digested, I'm feeling hungry and there is urge to eat, then only one should eat. And then don't eat incompatible foods. And this is one of the very important concept which the modern medicine or the other world doesn't have. Because in our science, we have explained about viruddhaharas, that what kind of food has to be eaten and what should not, the combinations. I've also tried to touch the base. Let's see if the time permits, we can discuss more. And then he says, Ishta Desha, Ishta Sarvopakarana. So it's not just the food you are eating, it's also the atmosphere you are creating around you. So when you are eating, are you watching the TV? You're watching a Netflix web series. You're also eating that along with your food. So when you are eating, your atmosphere should be that calm. No phones or gadgets or lots of serious discussion should not be done on, food. When you're eating food, your focus should be on food. And it should not be eaten hurriedly. Nati dhrutam, nati vilambitam. So if someone is eating hurriedly, it creates problem. If you're eating too slow, the food, it's not ushna now. It's getting cold and it also takes time for the digestion. Then he says, Ajalpa ahasan tanmana bhunjit. I just love this word where Acharya says tanmana. Mindful eating is very important. So you have to appreciate what you are eating and then only it becomes you. Whatever you are eating, it becomes you. Because Annam is Parabrahma Swarup. And he says, don't talk, don't laugh, just focus on it. And he says, eat food with due regard to own self. Atmanam abhisamiksham. Take your food and understand how much is required for you and give it that utmost respect. And then only it will respect you. So it's very, very important to follow just these simple guidelines to be healthy, to remain healthy. So these are some primary things we should at least follow, that favor fresh foods, avoid packaged and highly processed foods. Anything in a packet is preserved, and if it is preserved, it's definitely going to cause you problem. Favor whole foods, at least avoid highly refined foods or refined sugars. Avoid foods with additives. So anything which is packed, whatever you're cooking at your home, it gets spoiled the next day. And when you're getting it in a packet, it lies down for months together because there are preservatives in it and they are not good for the body. So try to be aware about it. Avoid cold foods and beverages. Take enough time to eat. Avoid rushing the meals. You see, most of the people, they grab the food. And in US, when I came here, I was like, and of course in India too, throughout the world, this is something. To go. To go. What is to go? There are like outlets here for food. Like, okay, you stop your car and they will handle you something and you just put it in your mouth. You're driving the car and you're eating it. Come on, this is not something which we should do. At least we are the ones who are representing the whole world. I think we need to understand that food is not something which has to be consumed to go. Avoid overeating or eating too heavy foods. Favor lunch as the main meal of the day, because between morning 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., our Agni is at the peak. Our metabolism is at the peak. So try to consume the lunch as the main meal and dinner to be a little lighter, because in the night we are not doing any physical exertion, we are just sleeping. So eating heavy meal can create more problems. Emphasize on lacto-vegetarian food sources. So I'll just touch base on what I spoke, that Viruddha Ahara, because this is something which is very burning issue and it is leading to many, many diseases which even we cannot imagine that why these diseases are coming. We are eating healthy, we follow everything, but even then there are skin problems, there are mental health issues. So, and this is a very burning issue. So, it's not, every food is very, very important and good. Milk is good, curd is good, fruits are good, but it depends how we are combining them. When we are combining certain foods which are not to be combined, they create lots of problem in the body. What happens is, the food that is wrong in combination and wrong processing, even sanskara, or incorrect dose, or even consumed at wrong time. As I said, okay, lunch should be your main meal, but instead if you are eating heavy dinners, that itself is viruddhatvam. And wrong food, in which season what food should be consumed. This is winter season, and one thinks I can eat ice cream, that would definitely lead to problems. And which interrupts the metabolism of the tissue, inhibits the process of formation of the dhatus in the body. And procedure, combination, dose, amount of food, opposite properties of food, if they are consumed regularly, can lead to severe diseases in the body. And some basic things which I would wish to share. Don't mix fruits with vegetables or fruits with milk. This is the common trend. People drink smoothies. They say, oh, this is the best breakfast I'm doing. They just put everything in the jar, whatever is coming into their eyes, like, oh, banana is there, some apple is there, some berries are there, and they pour a glass of milk and they blend it. Milk is not compatible with any of these things. Don't ever mix milk with fruits, with melons, with sour fruits, with, like, all these vegetables. It creates lots of toxicity, and there's lots of study done that we need to be very careful. You should not consume the milk with salty foods. Like, basically people mix khichdi with milk or eat. If you're eating your roti and it contains some salt, don't have milk. If there is no salt, you can have. Or milk and salt, white sauce is made for pastas. They put salt in it, they put milk in it, and then cook it. It's creating lots of chaos, and we know this. That the whole world is going towards cancer maximum population is suffering with cancers, and it doesn't happen in a day. If these kind of foods are consumed repeatedly, they cause all these diseases which are, irreparable. One should not consume fruits and milk with vegetables. And even yogurt, this is trend in US. When I came, I saw people put all the fruits in yogurt. They'll take the curd and they'll chop all strawberries and berries and pineapple, and they say, oh, it is a dessert. Yogurt has to be avoided with sour fruits, with milk, with cheese, and with all these mangoes and other stuff. It's very, very dangerous, and it should not be heated. So these are very basic, simple things. If we take care of it, we can avoid many issues, skin issues. For that reason, many of the patients, when they come to me, they say, I have eczema, I have psoriasis. And when we go back into their lifestyle, we see that all these things are very common in their lifestyle. Like these even simple things. Don't eat raw food with cooked food. People eat lots of salad with the cooked food. No, don't do that. Because body get confused like what enzyme should I release? Should I digest this raw food which takes lots of time because it is not cooked? What should I do? And then when you do this together, it becomes toxin, it becomes ama, it becomes poison inside. It becomes ama visha, and it creates problems. So these some of the examples. I see sizzling brownie ice cream with hot chocolate. Oh, come on. What is this combination? You are mixing one highly cold thing and highly hot thing together and you are eating. And it creates so many skin issues. So simple basic things which we can, take care of. Reheating the food. That's what I was saying. The food is lying down in the fridge for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. You take out, you heat it and you eat it. That prana is already gone. There's nothing left in that food. Food should have life. And if there is no life, there's no sense in eating it. And then melons and grains should not be mixed together. Combining sweet and sour fruits. Fruit salad is a trend. You cut all the fruits and you're eating. Every fruit has got its own property. At least don't mix fruits which are sour and which are sweet. So try to at least avoid them. Eat one fruit at a time so that body understands what to do. Every fruit has got its own, timing to get digested. So that's why I'm saying that don't eat. You're eating food and then you're taking fruit or drinking juices. Everything has got its time frame to get digested. And when we are mixing up all these stuff and putting in, it creates lots of toxicity. Prabhakar garu, how much time do we have? Can we discuss more or should I stop? Because I'm just trying to touch
please go
base.
ahead, another 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. So I was just thinking that.
Yeah, you are very conscious, but that itself is Ayurveda.
Yeah. So we have touched a little base on the food and mainly on Viruddhahara. I'm emphasizing this so much because this is something which is not being observed seriously in our daily routine. Because the way we are going towards food transformation, that anything can be mixed and eaten is something which is a trend. And with the trend of, fast foods, even we don't know what they are putting the things together. Dairy is mixed in each and everything, and vegetables and fruits, and we think, yeah, it's delicious, it's yummy, but not. It's not the jivha lolupta. We have to think in terms of what is good for myself and what is not. So if that consciousness comes, things become easy. So as I was saying that the Triya Upasthambhas of the body are Ahara, Nidra and Brahmacharya. The next is Nidra, and it's very, very important. And in today's lifestyle, the biggest issue is there is no specific night routine. People, they never go to bed on time, they never wake up in the morning. And that creates a huge chaos in the system, in the physiology. As I said, food is important. Equally sleep is important. And it's not how many hours you are sleeping. It is also at what time you are sleeping. So if one goes to bed at morning 1 a.m. or midnight and then wakes up at 10 o'clock and says, I had ample of sleep. I had like 8 hours, 9 hours of sleep. No. It's important when you are sleeping. I'll just touch base with some scientific base that in the night, from night 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, that particular phase is the phase when the body systems from inside starts repairing themselves or starts taking out the toxicity. Liver becomes very active at that time. So it takes care of all what we have done, the mess created during the day. It tries to settle it down. And in the same way, the mind. So if we sleep, if we try to go to bed by 9:30 or 10, we are giving the chance to the body to enhance that repair mechanism. And every day when that repair takes place, the liver, the kidneys, the internal metabolism, when it takes place properly, every day morning you're free of toxicity and you're detoxified and all your wear and tear has been taken care of and you're fresh and you become healthy. But if you don't go to bed by 12 or 1, body doesn't get time to do that inner evaluation, and then it messes up. It keeps creating that all that mess inside the body, and it creates so much of problem. So sleep is the non-deliberate absence of thought, waves, or knowledge. Dreamless sleep is an inert state of consciousness in which the sense of existence is not felt. Sleep is a state in which all activities of thought and feeling come to an end. This is from Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. And this shloka is from Charaka Samhita. Yada tu manasi klante karmatmanah klamanvitaha vishayebhyo nirvartante tada swapati manava. So when the mind, including the sensory and motor organs, is exhausted and they dissociate themselves from the objects, then the individual sleeps. So it's prime most important. It is as equal as whatever activities we are doing in our daily life. So this is a very, very, and I did not mention the shloka here, but I'm mentioning the translation. Acharya says, Sukha Dukkha, happiness and misery, nourishment and emaciation, strength and weakness, virility and sterility, knowledge and ignorance, life and death. All these occurs depending on proper and improper sleep. See how much emphasis he has played on it. That your sukha dukkhas, your body nourishment, your body strength, your ojas, your virility, your knowledge, your wisdom, and your life, your ayu, all these are dependent on proper sleep. So one has to emphasize it. So important that as I'm doing all other activities in my life, my sleep is my topmost priority. I have to go to bed at proper time and wake up at proper time. The same sleep, if improperly enjoyed, brings about happiness, and if properly enjoyed, and longevity in human beings, as the real knowledge brings about siddhi in a yogi. So it has been compared to that primary most importance, that as if a yogi gets the real wisdom, he leads to that siddhi. In the same way, if you are having a proper sleep, that will bring the bliss in the life. So night routine, go to bed by 10 p.m. At least 3 to 4 hours after consuming light, easily digested and wholesome food. So try to take your dinner before 7. So that by the time you go to bed, the complete food is digested. And then you sleep. Comfortable, clean, sattvic atmosphere. Keep mind free from all fluctuations and distressing thoughts. So the biggest headache today is the phones or the TVs. Right before going to bed, we are watching all that stuff and getting it accumulated in our body, where the body will be like, the mind is not even in that condition that you are balancing it. So just before, even the phone is always by the side on the bed only. And when you wake up also, the first thing the people catch is the phone. So much of exposure to whole lot of information is not calming down the system. So close the electronic gadgets at least 1 hour before going to bed. Just shut them down. Wash hands and feet before going to bed or shower. That calms down the body. Practice Nadi Chodhana Pranayam. Just alternate nostril breathing to calm down yourself. And do some head, foot, and ear massage, as I have emphasized it. And you can diffuse some essential oils if you have a diffuser at home to create that calmness. Grounding is very, very important. If we don't do the grounding, mind will not come to that rest. And then we will not have sound sleep or deep sleep, which is needed for our body to repair the internal physiology. It's very, very important to have a proper night routine. It's as important as dinacharya. Ratricharya is also very, very important. If these points has emphasized, the other things can be taken care of. Because when you wake up fresh in the morning, and as I said, if you're going to bed by 10, at least you will wake up by 5 or 6. And that particular auspicious timing, you can start your day with spiritual awakening, doing all those activities which are important for you to grow in your life. So all the early risers are successful people, but it is only possible when you go to bed on time. Practicing gratitude can contribute to restful sleep. Reading some spiritual literature. So instead of putting that phone and watching whatever comes to the on the screen, it's better to open up some spiritual book or anything which motivates you, just 1 or 2 pages, because it has been told that before going to bed, just before going to bed, your subconscious mind becomes active. So whatever you train it, you achieve it in your life. So if you are training, treating, or activating your subconscious mind, saying that I am healthy, I am blessed, I have the perfect health, or whatever you are dreaming, whatever you are manifesting, if you plan, you just talk to yourself before going to sleep, your subconscious mind gets trained in that way, and then you do your activities or you take your plans or actions in that mode. Listening to Gandharva Veda, any kind of Vedic chants in calm, soothing way before going to bed also creates that calmness. Can drink milk boiled with 1 to 2 pinches of turmeric, cardamom, and few strands of saffron. If they don't have high kapha, or someone suffering with lots of, phlegm or congestion, don't do that. But a healthy individual, it's good to have this golden milk before going to bed, because milk induces sleep. And saffron, kesar, is tridosha pacifying. It is very, very effective. So just few strands of saffron is boiled in the milk, it gives calmness. Fix the bedtime and try to be consistent with it. Consistency is the key to the success. And one can also start taking some Medhya Rasayanas, but it is always good to take it under the supervision of a Vaidya. Someone, it's depending upon your prakriti and your body and the problems you're going through, they give certain rasayanas to be consumed. But try to follow this. I was emphasizing on Dinacharya, I'm equally emphasizing on Ratricharya, because this is the burning issue. The whole world is going to mental diseases pandemic. Mental health is a big, big issue in today's world. Every other individual suffers with some or the other kind of anxiety, depression, whatnot. There are big, big words being used. And it's just because we don't know what to do, how to do, when to do. Just a simple life routine, if it can be set, all these things can be taken care. And as a parent, what I observe is the next generation really, really needs it, because they are lost. If we don't guide them in that proper way, then it would be, because I'm seeing that this Gen Z, for them, oh, I'm a nocturnal person. I'm very active in the night. So I do all my things in the night. And then I sleep till 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock. Whole system inside is disturbed. And the gut is disturbed. And the gut is the base for everything. Now the gut-brain axis is a, trend to talk about. And Ayurveda has spoken about it thousands and thousands of years ago, that if your gut is in good condition, your mind, your body, your senses, everything will be in good condition. And that will be in good condition if you have a daily routine, if you know what you're doing. Routine and consistency is very important. And that only makes a person successful in every aspect. So this is something which a common basic information, that how much duration of sleep is needed to person depending upon their age groups. A small child will need 14 to 17 hours, even more. Just born babies, they sleep for 20 hours too. But as the age grows, slowly the sleeping, even the preschoolers, the school age children should sleep nicely. So they should go to bed by at least 8 o'clock or 8:30, so that by the time they wake up, they're fresh. Teenagers, this is the biggest burning issue. They have, it has to be emphasized, and it is something which is very, very important. So sleeping for proper timing can solve many many health issues, either physical or mental. Day sleep is considered unhealthy because one sleeps in the day, it increases lots of pitta and kapha in the body. Except in summer season, people can take naps because summer's days are long, very long, and exertion is there in the, or excessive exertion. If people are having excessive exertion, excessive travels, singers, those who give long lectures, or travelers, small children, elderly people, those who are like above 60 or 70, and weak and lean people, these are exceptions, that these people can also sleep during day for a limited nap, like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. If you are awake at night, it increases vata and pitta in the body. And what it can create lots of problems. It can create dryness, constipation, weakness, giddiness, lack of concentration, acidity, burning of the eyes, burning of hands and feet, and even much more. This big list. Unhealthy sleeping habits can lead to various mental and physical disorders. So one need to take care of the self first. So I finished my talk.
Oh, so thankful. It's a very informative, and most important information and guidance to all people. And this is exactly the present day children, adults must know, because their work time and also habits and everything is very unruly for themselves. So very good. And we have got now Dr. M. Karthik, a Veda student for that, but he's a diabetologist. Very busy doctor, but I caught him now as like Sangita today. So he will just make some comments on this. Karthik, he is running a nursing home, he and his father, in Bangalore, and he is very much interested regarding the spiritual things, namely Devatarchana, learning Vedic things and all that. So that will give a lot of relief to him. So I don't want to talk about our own student, and I found it he is doubly blessed. Medicine, profession, and Veda. Come on, sir.
Thank you very much, Guruji, for this opportunity to be a part of this wonderful program. And it was a wonderful talk by Dr. Vaidya Sangita Sharma ji, and how she almost gave us a manual of how to start our day and end our day. So, which we really need in our daily life. And I feel that Ayurveda and modern medicine is not very different. Somewhere it is intertwined, because most of the medicines that are available in allopathy, somewhere it has its origin to plant-based, where it is more refined and and presented in a different way. And probably because there are more research and more money and more papers presented in allopathy, maybe that's where it is taken front compared to Ayurveda. But as you very clearly said, Ayurveda is a balance between the mind, body, and quality of life in terms of well-being. So that has to be inculcated into us from right from birth, where it makes our body potent enough to ward off all the ills, like any germs, viruses, all those things. So helps our body to fight them. So that is where it is lacking. So once we are strong enough to fight those invading organisms, then there itself we have half the battle is won. So very well put, like what oil to use, how much to, what to do in the morning, what time to get up, and mainly the food habits. See, we have been away from our native food. So we are moving towards more of a different food that is not natural to our body. So that is where most of the problems come in. What we put into our mouth is mainly like what we are inviting trouble. So we should go back to our native food, more of avoid processed food, more of whole grains, what kind of food we are putting, especially to the locality. Because in India, if you go every 100 kilometers, the food changes, the way of life changes. So we cannot adopt different foods, and because in different part of the world it is healthy. So we should adopt our own food and our own culture, and we should get more rooted to our culture. And as you said that, even eating food, everybody gulps food. That's what you're mentioning. So not only that, everywhere when you see in the road, everybody is in a hurry. Everybody is going somewhere, but where they're going, we don't know. So that is the whole issue. So more of, stress-free living, calmness, to spend more time with oneself and slow down in life a bit, reflect upon our own, what we want, what we don't want. Ultimately, it's all about how we live our life and quality of life. So whatever we do, there is everything comes to an end. But at the end, how we end our lives in a very healthy way, that is important. Because I tell my patients always, you may prolong life, you may do whatever you want, but you should always die healthily. So that is very important. So thank you again for a wonderful speech and wonderful way of life. I think we all should inculcate whatever you said and try to change our lives. Thank you, madam.
Beautiful. So, yeah. And again, now there is Kiruba. She is a professor of food engineering department, and she is a PhD from Paris, and so she will make some comment. I request her to do talk on food, or any other comments on this talk. Kiruba,
Yes, good. Uh, Thank you so much for this excellent talk. I truly enjoyed.
your video put on.
It's okay, Uncle. I'll just have my audio on. Um, so the talk was excellent, and the way you touched about dinacharya, ratricharya, along with the food, that is that's something missing. And as you rightly mentioned, that it's the reason for all the ailments and health-related issues that we see in current system. So I truly enjoyed, and the way you said about the importance of time, the gut, the gut and brain axis. As recent literature comes, we study and we understand of the incompatible foods and how time, intermittent fasting, and time restricted consumption of food is so important. And all our rishis and the saints, they had this wisdom thousands and thousands of years ago. So it requires people like you to bring that to the current and having these discourse. That is truly, thanks for this opportunity. I truly learned. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Gopi Chand is there. He's again an internist in Bangalore, and he's our Veda student. Gopi Chand, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir. Isn't, sir?
Yeah, please make some comment because you're also a doctor, internist. Please talk.
Namaskar. Thank you so much, sir, for giving this opportunity to speak. And Madam has given a very good talk with slokas and all that. It was very nice to listen to her. This thing and she is there in US and talking about Ayurveda and all that is really brightens our heart. Talking about. I just want to make few this things, sir, some additions. That's all. And in our culture, and that's what Madam is a Sanskrit scholar. I don't have to, add much to her. But in our culture, food is regarded as Brahman, and from the time that we cultivate, we worship the land, we worship the cattle, and we worship the food grains also before consuming. And we will before taking food also we'll say some shloka like Brahmarpanam Brahma Vir Brahmagno Brahmanavatam, that there in the Bhagavad Gita, though it is been told in a different context, but many people have adopted it before eating food. So we will take it as food as Brahman. That is the one which gives us the life. So even in Taittiriya, in some Upanishads, it says that Anna Brahmam, Annam Brahmam, something like that. So and one or two points, Madam has already told that 2-3 points that I would like to say is that we should advise the people to eat only when they are hungry. That is one thing, that is a thing. And I think there is a sloka also in that. I am forgetting that. And you should consume only to half of your stomach. So you should not consume fully. That is one thing. And another quarter you fill it up with water and leave the next quarter free. That is how this thing. And one of the MPs, he died, coming back from this one, from Andhra Pradesh. What is his name? Some Telugu Desham, this one, he was coming back after having food at late night in his vehicle, and he was very heavy also, and he was sitting in the front seat, and suddenly driver he put the brake, so his stomach hit the dashboard, and he started vomiting, and he went into aspiration pneumonia and died. So he was a minister also. I am forgetting his name. So the madam has said that you should consume food early and then sleep early, and also see these are all some of the important small things which will they are life saving. Anyway, so I also could learn some of the things from Dinacharya. Madam has given some very good, beautiful shlokas, and I will ask Guruji to further find out from where I can get these shlokas and all that. Thank you very much, madam. You have given a very, very nice talk. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. This is what I just want to add some things. Thank you, sir.
Very nice. Anyway, you are there because you're all doctors dealing with different types of patients with different problems and with different issues. So Karthik and Gopi Chand, and we are expecting a Dr. Chandra Reddy also. He's in US and he's a cancer specialist, just took retirement recently, and he has gone to Kerala and got his Ayurveda degrees and got all the treatment also there. I don't know, he has some problem and he has not joined, I believe. But however, I just want to ask how milk and fruits are negative to each other. You said you should not mix any banana or so many fruits. Milk. So you mean to say that milk is an independent of all these fruits, and they are not friendly with the fruits, is it? I don't know. Please, when you highlight.
So when we are talking about incompatible food combinations, every food, whatever is there around us, it has got its own time period, capacity to get digested. Fruits, very easily they get, if you eat a banana or apple, you will feel hungry within an hour or 2 hours, right? Suppose if you are eating a good chunk of rice and dal, it will take 5-6 hours for the food to get digested. So depending upon the property, inherent property of that food to get digested, body takes time. So if you are mixing different foods together, it creates confusion. And any dairy, when it comes to food, milk products, the dairy like milk or yogurt, it should not be mixed with fruits because they have got their entirely different properties. And when we are mixing them together, when I talk in terms of Ayurveda, it is the rasa, guna, virya, and vipaka. These are the properties, inherent properties. So when these two things are mixed together, they create toxicity inside and it becomes difficult for the body. It's not happen in a day. Like suppose you're drinking a smoothie for 1 day or 5 days or 10 days. But if it is a daily routine, if this thing is done and they slowly it gets accumulated, it starts creating the problem in the system. It's not that like, okay, one fine day you had a smoothie and tomorrow you're landing up into issues. But definitely it is leading to leaky gut. It's leading to all kind of, and these toxins leading into the circulation, leading to all, autoimmune conditions. And there are examples. We get clients where when we go deep into their history, the best basic thing we observe them is the incompatible food combination, which is actually not known very widely in the allopathy medication also. And then we go back and we do the history taking, we understand that okay, these are the wrong food combinations we've been doing since decades, and that's why you're facing this trouble. I'll give an example. Gujaratis, they eat khichdi with milk, and the khichdi they put salt. This Saurashtra region is prone for vitiligo. I mean, white patches on the skin. And they have done a big survey study on that they have observed maximum population which were mixing milk and salt together were facing the skin issue. Of course, it's again a matter of more and more research and study, but this has been mentioned in detail. There's one complete chapter in Charaka Samhita only on Viruddhahara, where he talks about 19 to 20 different combination permutations of Viruddhaharas. So it's not just mixing milk and fruits. He also talks about Sanskara Viruddha. When you're cooking, suppose usually we say don't heat the yogurt. And they heat the paneer itself is a big controversial thing. It's a milk product, right? And then it is mixed with all and everything and mixed and eaten. No, you're eating once in a while is okay, but if you think that every day paneer butter masala is good for you, no, it is not good, not at all. So our classics, because in Ayurveda, when they've explained about all these factors, we have food as explanation itself in chapters and chapters. They mentioned about different grains, different lentils, different fruits, different vegetables in detail. We have good textbooks. I think I can suggest these books like Bhojana Kutuhalam, Kshema Kutuhalam. These are excellent books. They're again written and kind of translated from Nimhan's. Um, from big scholars, they have again, tried to put it to the normal common man. You just bring these books and you see the rasa gunas of different foods are mentioned, and also recipes are mentioned, which are mentioned in Ayurveda. Everything is mentioned. Khichdi is mentioned, payasam is mentioned, arsal is mentioned, everything is mentioned. How they are cooked, how they are made. So they had very detailed, it's an engineering. They know everything. It's just that we have lacked that knowledge. And now because the food sector is growing so fast and it is engulfing the whole community in that way that we don't even see into the ingredients what we are eating. So whatever they mix because they have to make money, but it's our body. We need to understand what we are putting in. So basic understanding. Just don't use your dairy with your cooked food. Don't use dairy with fruits. Don't use yogurt. So smoothies is a very this burning concept which I usually see in the clients. What do you do? Oh, I do a very healthy breakfast in the morning. So what do? I mix some spinach, some kale, some blueberries, some strawberries, and some banana and a glass of milk. Come on, you're mixing your spinach with your milk. There is no connection. Those have to be cooked and eaten. Fruit takes its own time to digest. Vegetable takes its own time to digest. Milk takes its own time to digest. You're mixing all together and dumping it in the body. And you say, I'm doing a good protein shake. It's nowhere helping you. That's a burning issue. And of course, it's a matter of research. And so much research is going on through CCRS platform. They're doing lots of work on it and many papers are being published. So hopefully more
sure.
will come.
Then Kiruba wants to add, she's an engineer, food engineer, food department and all that. She has given already 2 talks in our Kendra. Yes, Madam Kiruba, please.
Thank you. That's an excellent example, Sharmaji, that you said that mixing milk and fruits, right? Because as you mentioned, that there is no research substantiating, because milk has more like lactic acid and lactose and galactose in the pure form, and the fruits more citric acid and ascorbic acid. When you have these, then there's going to be an oxidation reaction that leads to secondary metabolites. So this type of research, there is less in the current scientific community. So just having these interactions and asking these research questions, I think so can lead to more curiosity driven research.
Yeah, definitely. The thing is, when I say don't do this, the next question comes from this generation is why? And if I don't have an answer for why, they'll say, no, I don't think there is any base in your words. So being a scientist, being doing research since many years and having, an academician, I totally try to give reason for what I'm talking and some reference at the back end so that they have this confidence. Okay, whatever she's saying, there's some base behind it. So it's important.
Sir, can I ask this one, sir?
Yeah, please.
Clarification from the madam.
Yes, sir.
Madam, I just want this one. This is regarding with the diabetes here. I have posed the same questions to several people here, especially diabetologists here. They have not been able to answer. This is with respect to food only. What is your take on the intake of milk, honey, and jaggery in diabetics.
I mean, you are
Because a lot of
about
people, they say
combining
that
it all together
not combined,
separately.
individually also. Many people are against taking milk, and many people are saying that honey should not be taken because though it contains a lot of fructose, they say. And what about this ghee? Ghee is very much advocated in Ayurveda, but ghee is seen as a culprit in diabetes because it contains a lot of saturated fats and all that. Many diabetics, many dietitians in India, they are not very clear on this. Can you just clarify on this, please?
So the thing is here is not diabetes or not key. The thing is, and we have doctors on the platform here. So the thing is, when we are talking about diabetes or blood pressure or any kind of disease, today more and more medicine is evolving and research is evolving. We are understanding this is any problem in the body is due to underlying inflammation. Slowly, and it is not one day thing. That person who has diagnosed today with diabetes was going through underlying inflammation since a decade.
Correct.
Due to his diet and lifestyle and whatever he was doing. And now his body is compromised and having that high level of inflammation in the system. And that inflammation has to be taken care to manage. And that's why I feel that modern medicine is getting that problem that, okay, at one extent you are giving metformin or whatever you are giving to the diabetic patient. Why diabetic patient once is a forever patient. But no, if you got a disease, you need to reverse it back, right?
Correct.
And only it is treatment. The problem here is because the approach is thinking in that angle that, okay, there is a problem, I have to fix it with certain kind of criteria and certain foods have to be avoided. It is not the diabetes, it is the rogi, the patient. And from patient to patient, the things will differ. So if one has to take milk or not has to take milk, it is not that he's having diabetes or he's having blood pressure. Is that because it is the concept in Ayurveda that we just don't do diagnosis or management based on the disease. We also examine the patient. So that's why Ayurveda says Purusham Diksha. So every individual is unique. So if 10 diabetic clients are coming to me, my evaluation for those 10 clients will be entirely
different.
And the management will also entirely differ. But overall, if you will ask me if a client is diabetic and having high sugar levels, I would suggest not to take dairy. I would suggest not to take high sugar substances because it's already the system is going wrong. So we will try to set it back to the normal. And then everything in optimum is good. So saying the biggest problem, like rice itself is made like a big culprit. Oh, you're having diabetes, don't eat rice. Come on. There's no mentioning that if you're having diabetes, you should not eat rice. The problem is what kind of rice are you eating? Our natives used to eat red rice. We had very good native varieties of rice. You eat red rice, you eat brown rice. You may not have that much problem what you're facing with white rice or highly polished rice. So it's not about the rice. It's what kind of rice. How much quantity are you consuming? Our ancestors, they used to work hard on the ground. So whatever they ate, it got digested. Morning since evening, I'm sitting before the laptop. And now also I'm taking this much carbs in my food. They're not going to digest.
Sedentary life.
I have to change my dietic schedule. My carbs should reduce to 1/4. The rest of the things should be 3/4. Then only because time has changed, because our lifestyle has changed. So it's not the food is wrong. It's who is consuming it, how much he is consuming, and when he is consuming, in what way he is consuming. Again, things change. So there is no set criteria.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Looking at you, doctor, people have a lot of issues and questions and want clarifications. They don't leave you also. And again, one more question I would say. Nutrition says one fruit a day. What do you mean? Not mix other fruits with other. One fruit a day. What is that?
That is important. Whatever fruit you are eating, eat nicely bowl full of fruit. No problem about it. But at least don't mix sour fruits with sweet fruits. Oranges are there, grapes are there, and then you're mixing it with apples and pears. Don't mix them. Eat with what taste it is available to you and eat it as fruit as single. Don't mix fruit with any of the foods. Don't mix melons like watermelon, muskmelon, whatever melons are there with different fruits, because melons just get digested in 30 minutes. It won't take time, and the other fruit will take time. So it's not about Ayurveda. It's a very common statement which I use. Ayurveda believes in digestion, not in nutrition. So it's not like how many calories of food you're consuming. It's about how much you're digesting and how best you are digesting it to change it into the rasadhatu. Otherwise, there is whatever I eat good dry fruits, good almonds and cashews and this. But if my body don't have the capacity to digest it, and if they are not fit for my body, they are no way useful to.
Very nice, very good, very good. One fruit, one. And there is a lot of mathematics and calculation, not only in music, in science, in Ayurveda. So all this you are talking about the mathematics and the quantities and moreover choices and all that. So Krishna is very wonderful in Bhagavad Gita. He goes to kitchen in 17th chapter, talks about the taste buds of our tongue and also kind of food. So that is Satvika, Rajasic and Tamasic and all that. So, and in fact, why Sankara only, even even Krishna, even Shankaracharya also in his stotras has introduced how you should prepare the prasadam or naivedyam to Lord Rudra. That slokas I come across in the Shankara Subhashitas. I wonder, even Shankaracharya is also good cook and good kitchen awareness. Unless otherwise, he can't be a big Vedantin. So Shankara, Madhva, Rama, all of them talk about, because the yoga is possible only through food control. So Tasmat Tvam Yogi Bhavan. So I'm very happy, Ma, we are able to have you and making you to spend so much time. Now we have got Anjaneya Prasad and we can conclude. I hope you enjoyed it all the time and be with us. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank you
he
very
also,
much, madam. Really enjoyed the talk and a lot of good tips and a lot of clarifications on doubts I had, and really appreciate your sharing of the knowledge today. And I thank everybody for attending and helping this program become a very good success. So appreciate also. I'll stop with the Veda mantra. Paran. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Shri Veda Purusha Ashirvadostu. Om Tat Sat.